everybody? Welcome back to Team Fish Knuckles YouTube channel. So today we have the top four of the Knoxville Regionals. And up here we have Brandon Salazar, who is the U.S. National Champion of 2014. It's not necessarily like any IC, because at the time, going a little history here real quick, a little history lesson. Back when U.S. Nationals were around, or National Championships were around, instead of like the ICs, you could only compete in your National Championship. So, U.S. National Champion means that Brandon Salazar was the U.S. National Champion. Only people that compete were the people that were from the United States. It's a big thing there. It's the big difference between Nationals now and then the ICs we have. Big difference. People will say that they're the same, but they're not the same. But Brandon did go in the IC top 64, was the Richmond Regional Finalist in U.S. National top 32. So, just a little point out there. I think Brandon, I think, don't quote me on this, I think Brandon like takes years off and comes back on. I think that's what happens, but don't quote me on that. I'm not the best with history. So, but Brandon, fantastic player, and is playing, as you saw by the thumbnail, he turned his VMAX Galarian Weezing with that neutralizing gas. We're about to be gassy up here. That's what we're about to be gassy. And on the right side, we have Nicholas Moffitt, who has made top 8 at every regionals they go to. I think the only event that they whiffed on was OCIC, and I think they went 0-1 drop. So, not sure what happened there, but making it back after OCIC now is, playing the top 4, playing their trusty true comfy Rayquaza deck. Now, this is going to be a doozy for Nick Moffitt because neutralizing gas is good. He said the wrong with his card. He has the, neutralizing gas is going to shut down those comfies, and that is not good. What Nick wants to do in this matchup is go second and get those flyer selections off, get the Color Spearmint, and go crazy. We see Nick, oh my goodness, prize 2 Colors Experiment. That's not good. Brandon prized 1 Galarian Weezing and 1 Eternatus VMAX. Probably plays 3 Galarian Weezing and probably only 2 Eternatus VMAX, but what Brandon cares about this matchup is Galarian Weezing. That's going to be the money. That's the money. We want to see Galarian Weezing come out, get the neutralizing guy, shut down all abilities, and Nick looks really happy right now, but I don't know how happy Nick's going to be. I mean, he has to know what Brandon's playing, right? He has to know what Brandon's playing. Zora, do you know what Brandon's playing? Zora said, I'm just a cat. I'm just chilling. But yep, here we go. It looks like, I don't know who won the coin flip. I'm going to be real honest with you. But if Brandon won the coin flip, I imagine he opted to go second, because Coughing has that attack Ascension. And Ascension says, hey, search deck for a card that evolves from this Pokemon and, evolve it. So you can get that turn 1 Galarian Weezing online, right? So Cramorant comes down. Going to see the scoop up net into the Cramorant. Go put the Comfey back to Grass Energy. Retreat into the Comfey. Go to use another flyer selecting. Nick is on. He is rushing through the deck right now. Does he have 2 Core Spearmints in his hand? Fighting Energy going to the Lost Zone. Okay. See, I don't need that Fighting Energy. Get out of here. I can't. Are those Mirage Gates or Chorus Experiments? Try to lean to the side, like I can see it better or something. Over on Guru, put a card on top of the deck. And just a pass. That's not a very good turn from Nick Moffitt. Not finding any of the VIP pass. I don't know if he plays VIP pass. Probably plays VIP pass. But on to Brandon's turn, he's got to turn into his V. Now, it might be kind of interesting to bench the E-turn V. Because, Nick could technically boss it up or escape rope it up. And then you don't have the Galarian Weezing online. So Brandon needs to kind of worry about that. Benching too many Pokemon before you have double Weezing. Once Brandon has double Weezing, then he should be okay. Nick, if it is the list he's been playing, probably only plays 1 boss sorter, right? They only play the 1 boss sorter. They can't really afford to go for multiple boss sorters because you constantly want to keep going for that Chorus Experiment. So do you see the Coughing come down? Gonna look at his, what is all priced here? What we got some Crobats here, and oh my goodness, Crobat V, a card we don't really see that much anymore. But draw, you have 6 cards in your hand. bread and butter. So it used to be the bread and butter of some decks, but now you really don't see it anymore. You never see the Crobat. I think maybe at one point Lugia might have played it just for the start of it, but we see Quick Ball discarding a switch. Got a switch there. Gonna get Crobat V and gonna use that Dark Asset to draw. You have 6 cards in your hand. That's what you want to see here. If you're Brandon, you want to get multiple. Well, you only use once per turn, but what Brandon wants to do here, for those who don't know, is he wants to get the Dark Energy on Coughing, which he has a Dark Energy in his hand. You want to get a Judge. Oh, okay. I don't know if that matters. So Dark Energy deactive. And we'll see Crobat draw. Do you have 6, 3, 4, 5, and 6? Okay, and like I'm saying, what Brandon wants to do here is find Judge. Because we know Nick used Oranguru to put a card on top of his deck. So with Judge, you negate that Oranguru. Because Oranguru says, hey, I want to draw this next turn. I want to draw this. So if you're marking me, I'm going to hit it. But if you Judge them, well, that's a different story. Because they get a whole new hand of 4. This is very bad if you're a fan of the Lost Box decks. Because if Brandon gets this Galarian Weezing online, Nick's going to be stuck with those 4 cards and only going to draw 1. And we know Nick has 2 Chorus Experiments prized. Wow, that's rough. That's rough. Alright, so Nick has Rayquaza, Comfey, Energy Cyclone, and something else. And what does Brandon have? So Brandon has a Galarian Weezing, and that could have been bad. Because like I said, I think Brandon only plays 3 Galarian Weezing, and if he were to hit the other Galarian Weezing, he actually could not Ascension into this Weezing. So we will see the Ascension. Gonna get this Galarian Weezing online and say, hey, Nick, you have no abilities anymore. You can't use Comfey. You can't use Oranguru. You can't use Cramorant. You can't use any of those anymore. It's a big deal here. So on the next turn, does have a VIP pass, but can't use it anymore. Does have Comfey. Can't use those anymore. Does have Rayquaza. Really not attacking with that. And we're just going to see pass on to Brandon's turn. And so this is what you want to see if you're Brandon. You do have a Weezing in hand, so you can put down the Weezing. We're going to see an Ultra Ball. And with this Ultra Ball, we could see we can see 3 things. We can see Eternatus VMAX, we can see Crobat, or we can see Radiant Sneasler. So we're going to see Crobat here. You're going to draw to have 6 cards in your hand. We know Brandon does have that Galarian Weezing. And like I said, with double Galarian Weezing, if Nick Moffat plays an Escape Rope, he can then promote the other Weezing to keep the ability lock online. So that's pretty good. Galarian Weezing, Crobat, draw to have 6 cards, and this will be a fresh new 6 cards. And what Brandon wants to do is find the Eternatus VMAX and get his ability online. Gonna make it where, you know what, you have that Eternal Zone, have up to 8 bench Pokemon, and you are cooking, right? You get the Radiant Sneasler down, and you'll be good to go. Does have Forest Seal Stone. We could put that on a Crobat V, but actually not even going to put down the Forest Seal Stone, which is pretty interesting. You think he would want to put it down. Not sure why not. But do we see a Quick Ball discarding something? Let's see what... Oh, wow. Nick Moffat plays Tempo of Sinnoh in his list. Okay, that's pretty interesting. I think Brandon's also playing Tempo of Sinnoh. Which is interesting. Both players are playing Tempo of Sinnoh, what it looks like. But on the next turn, I'm going to find out Raikou. And I think Raikou is probably Nick's best attacker in this game. Be able to do 120, 120 is probably the best thing to do here. Does it give a one-shot? I think, does Galarian Weezing have 130 HP or 120? I want to say it's 130 for some reason. Don't quote me on that. Don't quote me on that. I haven't seen Galarian Weezing in a minute. So see Raikou come down. And just a pass. That Kofi will get knocked out, going back into Brandon's turn, which is pretty sick. Yeah, that's at 130. Cramble will come up, Brandon will take a price card, and draw per turn. That's pretty sick. Pokemon getting knocked out, come back into your turn is great. Now, you wonder, what's happening? I didn't explain this. What is happening? How are Pokemon getting knocked out? Well, Weezing has severe poison. Poison your opponent's Pokemon, and you put 4 damage counters on it. So, you do 4, come back with you as 8. That's fantastic. And what we're going to see here is Brandon get Radiant Sneasler. Brandon's going to say, hey, you know what? My Radiant Pokemon are better than your Radiant Pokemon in this matchup. This is going to allow to put 2 more damage counters, which means Each poison tick is 6 damage counters, which means pretty much every single one of Nick Moffat's Pokemon gets knocks out, come back into Brandon's turn. So we're gonna see the poison doing 6. And does Nick have a way to retreat? Nope. Just gonna get knocked out. Gonna promote a Pokemon. Brandon take a prize card. Gonna draw per turn. And now it's gonna start going real downhill for Nick Moffat here. It's gonna look real bad, real quick. We're gonna see this game get out of control. Brandon's gonna attach energy per turn. He's gonna attach to the coughing. Does have Crobat, but I don't know if you want to do anything. You're just gonna use severe poison, do 60 on a Nick's turn. Gonna drop a card. Gonna get knocked out. Going to Brandon's turn. Taking 3. They're going out of 3 prize cards. And who does Nick even send up here? Probably the Rayquaza? I think they're Rayquaza because, like, if you get, I don't know. Yeah, you see Nick is struggling here. Like, who do you even promote? Like, it's so bad. And what Brandon could do this turn is put down Galarian Zigzagoon, ping the active, go for the severe poison, and take a immediate knockout. But nope, going to do the 60 instead. On to next turn, going to draw a card. Just find another Comfey. Pass gets knocked out. Going to Brandon's turn. Going down to 2. And Nick going to promote the Comfey. Brandon's going to draw a card. Yeah, I don't know what to do here. Going to see another swing here. Brandon, what he really needs is just needs to find that third coughing or Weezing. We see it get knocked out. Brandon can go Galarian Weezing. Sure. I mean, what do you even need? I think you just go for it, right? I don't know what Nick can even do now. You're down to 1 prize card. Sure, put a Dark Energy on the Eternatus. Yeah, whatever. And yep, there we go. And there's game 1. Ah, very exciting. Woo, 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 woo. Go Brandon. I know it doesn't seem that exciting, but it's actually really, really cool to see. You might be thinking, Josh, what are you talking about? Why is this cool to see? Well, there's always been like a little bit of hype behind Eternatus Weezing. People have always talked about it. People have always said, hey, this is a good deck. This is a good deck. And you know, people have brought it to tournaments and have never, I think Brandon is the only one to ever make top 8 at a tournament with Ready Eternatus Weezing. People have brought it to day 2. They've done well, but they've hit bad matchups. Bad matchups. Arceus Duraludon. That's pretty bad. I think Lugia is even a bad matchup. Yes, you do have Galarian Weezing, and yes, you could lock him out of play, but they have a lot of options to get, bring up Pokemon to the bench, for the bench deactivate with multiple boss orders. That could be something you could do. Regigigas, probably not a win. Mew, I think Mew's also a hard matchup. And I say that because, like, you think you have the Eternatus and all this kind of other stuff, but if Mew pops off before you do anything with your Mew, before anything, then you're going to lose. Mew plays a bunch of boss orders, and that could bring up the Galarian, could bring up, the Eternatus and take a knockout and stuff like that. So yeah, I think you have to hit just the correct matchups, like the Lost Box. I think if you hit Lost Box, I think you got an auto win. I don't think Lost Box can do anything. So I think that's a big thing here. I think Lost Box can't do anything. I'm just gonna be honest. And so it is a 1 color experiment going to Nick's prize cards again. Once again, game 1, 2, game 1, 2, game 2, 1 in there. So like not good. Don't put your color experiments in the Lost Box in the prize cards. That's not good. So we're gonna see Nick Moffat go second most likely. You want to go second in this matchup, right? You want to get the Comfies online. You want to get the color experiments. You want to try to get as many cards in the Lost Zone as you can before Brandon gets that turn 2 or turn 1 even Weezing, because Brandon's going to easily find that. Now, what could help out Nick? Well, of course, if Brandon doesn't start it, right? Doesn't start the coughing, right? That could be really good for Nick. Making where Brandon, can you get the turn 1 attack off, right? Could start the Eternatus. That's also a really bad starter. So let's see, who does Brandon start with? And Brandon prized a Boost Shake. Now, this is actually a really, really big deal here, because if I remember correctly, Brandon only plays 1 Boost Shake. And Boost Shake can get you that turn 1 Weezing. And he does start the coughing. Okay, he's got Ultra Ball. He's got Dark Energy. He's got Dark Patch, Eternatus V. Radiant Sneasler, it looks like. I'll look through his hand to see what's all in there. And yeah, that Boucher being prized is so unfortunate because Brandon is able to Boucher that Coughing into a Weezing turn 1. And if he does that, it's game over. Nick, you might as well just scoop at that point. Like, why would you even do that? You can't even use any of your flower selectings. So Nick got super. I mean, he's already in a bad situation. He could be even a worse situation if Brandon finds his turn 1 Boucher. We're going to see Brandon use Ultra Ball, discarding a Dark Energy and a Galarian Zigzagoon. Go look through his price card or deck and gonna notice, man, that Boucher looking real good right now. And just kidding, it's priced. So that's unfortunate. We see Brandon gonna probably grab the Coughing, it looks like, which tells me that he already has Crobat V in hand because like that's the bread and butter of this deck. You want a Crobat V, draw a bunch of cards turn 1, and be good to go. So yeah, no Crobat already in the hand. Nick's hand's also really bad. There is no VIP pass. There is no core experiments. I don't think there's even a quick ball in Nick's hand right now. It looks terrible. So terrible right now. But we see Brandon still looking through the deck. Gonna grab that Coughing. Saying, hey, if you take a knockout for some reason, I got a second Coughing just waiting for you. You just wait there. Because Nick can't take a turn 1 knockout. That Galarian's, not Galarian. The Cramorant can do spit instantly and do 110 damage to knock out a Coughing. And we see Nick trying to hide some cards on the table there. Just kidding. He didn't do that. I'm just kidding. We do see a Dark Patch coming down. I'm going to put the energy on that Eternatus V. And we see Crobat drawn TF6, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And oh my goodness. Brandon has the 4 Seal Stone. So if Boucher was in the deck, he could 4 Seal Stone for the 1 of Boucher and actually get the turn 1. But unfortunately, does not have that. So, oh well. Brandon, I mean, at this point, I think you just put down the 4 Seal Stone. I guess not. Nick doesn't play any hand disruption, so I think you're fine here. And Nick does top deck the VIP pass. Let's go. So, gonna find, gotta sort through his deck real quick. Gotta declump it real quick. See what's prized. Okay. Yep. Gonna fast forward this because all right. Take about a 10-minute turn to let's see what's prized, what's not prized. And okay, so we're finally done. Sorry, I had to skip by 5 minutes. All right, so got the Greninja in the Kofi. Gonna use Fire Select and get a Metal and a. Oh, I guess Nick didn't shuffle that well, huh? Oh well. I guess you have to make a decision of which one do you want to put in the prize in the lost zone, Metal or Fighting. Gonna put the Fighting in the lost zone. Okay. Which I think Fighting is only for Rayquaza. Am I right or wrong? I think so. Because you don't want to use Rayquaza's matchup. Gonna use that Concealed cards, discard a Metal, draw 2. Gonna scoop him net instead of the other Comfy. Gonna use another Flower Selecting. So Nick does have one in there. Gonna have a second one. Can he find... Oh, does have a VIP pass in hand. Could use it right now to thin the deck out so you have more options of drawing into that Colorless Spear. But nope, not gonna use it. Gonna hit a Grass and an Energy Recycler. Oh my goodness. Maybe the Energy Recycler? I don't know. I can't play Lost Box, so I can't say anything. I don't know. Maybe the Grass, maybe the Energy. You see, he's thinking. He's like, oh, what do I do here? I'm like, man, Nick, I don't know, man. I have no idea. Looks like yeah, I think I'll find the Energy Recycler as well, too. Because Nick wants to pop off, and if he can pop off before Brandon gets set up, I think that's what you want to do here with the Raikou. We do see Scoop Net. Going to send the other Comfy. Going to use another Flower Selecting. Going to put 3 in the Lost Zone. Once again, still has that. Okay, yeah. Manaphy, that's not needed. Get out of here. It does have the Hisuian Headball, so going to see everything that is prized. Does Nick also have an iPad? Does he have the handy-dandy iPad? And he's going to get the bad news here that Double Core Spearmint are in the prize cards. I don't know if that's something he, price checked before. We know for sure it's Pokemon and Energies, but I don't know about supporter cards. I think probably supporter cards like Core Experiment's kind of easy to note, right? So Nick's gonna look in there, gonna find maybe the Zigzagoon. I don't know if Zigzagoon. Yeah, it does actually help in the math because like Glaring Weezing has 130 and Reiku does 120, 120. So like this will help the math out. So it's a pretty good grab right here. Yeah. And the Hidden Ball doesn't go in the price cards. Brandon saved the day. Oh man, good job, Brandon. All right, so yep, I'm gonna put the Weezing in the hand. Not the Weezing, the Zigzagoon. Okay. And what does Nick have here? I don't think he's retreated just yet. I think the one energy in the discard pile is via the concealed cards, and I think we do see the energy attached retreat. We do see the Typo Senegal on the Lost Zone. So we have 4. So if Nick can find a way to retreat Cramoran, he can actually take a Not Gonna Own this Coughing and like go up a price card. We do see the VIP pass, and I wish, man, once again, I can't talk too much because I haven't played Lost Box, but I kind of wish Nick would have played the VIP pass beforehand. But I guess he's like, what do you even grab here? It looks like he's like contemplating, what do you even grab? Looks like Oranguru. I like the Oranguru play. It looks like Nick is playing 2 Reiku. That is spicy. That's something you don't really see that much. So, let's see what Nick decides to do here. I think for sure the Oranguru is definitely something you grab. I don't know how I feel about the Rayquaza. Just because, like, I don't think you want that sitting on your bench, but I think Nick is scared of, like, a Weezing, and, like, wants to promote the Rayquaza just get, like, smacked for a turn, which could be the reason why we do this. But I think grabbing the Oranguru over Rayquaza is, like, better because you would be able to dig more. So we're seeing Nick decide what to do here. Looks like, is he going to take the Raikou? Is he not going to take the Raikou? Okay, so he's going to take the Rayquaza and then Raikou. Okay. So does that mean Cramorant's already in the hand? It has to be, right? Maybe not. So Zigzagoon comes down. Going to ping the active. And looks like a pass on to Brandon's turn. So Nick was able to get 6 Pokemon online. But on Brandon's turn, immediately has that has 2 Galarian Weezings. Get out of here. We are ready to go. We are, you know what? We don't need an Ascension here. We are just going to evolve into our Weezing straight up. Wow. Does have the 4 Seal Stones from last turn. Did not put it down. And if you're Brandon, who do you try to force Seal Stone this turn? It looks like he doesn't have an energy in hand. Now, I think if you're Brandon, no matter what you try to do here, is you try to judge Nick plus, Judge. I think Judge is where it's at. 4 Steel Stone comes down. I'm going to use the 4 Steel Stone. So, yeah, Brandon's hand does not look good. It's only 3 dead cards. Look like Paracel, Tipo Sinnoh, something else. Does find the Judge. So, Judge might seem bad here, but you got to remember Brandon does play 4 Crobat, 4 Quick Ball, 4 Ultra Ball, most likely. I don't know his list. I'm just speaking out of what I usually see in these lists. 4 Quick Ball, 4 Ultra Ball, 4 Crobat. So if Brandon can judge, Brandon not only has the outs for Crobat to get the energy, but also could just draw into the energy. I know these lists probably low energy amount, probably like 6, 7, 8, somewhere between that range or something like that, because you really don't need that many energies. Like Eternatus only needs 2, Galarian Weezing needs 1, and we see the Judge. Now, the Tipo Sinnoh here is pretty interesting, because we know that Brandon plays the Hiding Dark Energy, which does provide a Dark Energy if Tipo Sinnoh's not in play. Because if Tipo Sinnoh's in play, it does make it a colorless energy. So that's a big deal here. So, like, if Brandon hits the Hiding Dark, he could be in a bad situation. So we'll have to see what happens here. Both players are going to shuffle up. Like I said, Brandon is looking for a energy. Crow has to draw the energies, and Nick's just looking for Color's Experiment. Judge? I don't know. Yep, both players get 4. 3 and 4. So see Eternatus V come down. We see the big Parasol, which Brandon can attach to Anybody? Like the wheezing, coughing, somebody? Just get out of the hand. And he does have the Crobat. We're going to hold the Parasol. Interesting. What? So I think we're holding the Parasol because he doesn't, he is scared of Sableye, maybe? We do see the Quick Ball finding the Radiant Sneasler, and he does have the Dark Energy in hand. So, you know what that means. We're going to start seeing some poison coming down. We're going to see 60 damage coming down to the active and start poisoning Nick Moffat's Pokemon, and we're going to see the same thing we saw last game. Dark Energy deactive, and Severe Poison doing 6 damage. And on the next turn, did he find a boss order? Does have... Okay, no, okay. I thought it was VIP Pass. So we're going to use Quick Ball, discarding a VIP Pass. Just going to thin the deck. Just grabbing some kind of Pokemon. Grab that Raikou. Yes, it is cool to see Nick playing 2 Raikou in his list, because that card is pretty good. Nick's Lost Box deck should be called Amazing Lost Box. Just like straight up. 2 amazing Raikou, amazing Rayquaza, all these amazing Pokemon. It's a very amazing deck, right? So, we're going to see the Raikou come down. Cannot Flower Select because of the neutralizing gas. Does have Psychic Energy, so could attach the active retreat. Oh, going to use that Escape Rope, actually. Brandon, of course, is going to promote that Glaring Weezing to keep the neutralizing gas online. And probably see a pass from Brandon. I mean, from Nick. Can't really do anything else. Does have Psychic Energy. Could contemplate attaching it, but I think you want to hold it. I guess if you attach it and Brandon judges you, you have a way to retreat next turn. So maybe that's what he's trying to contemplate here. I think attaching is probably okay. Because like I said, you can retreat if Brandon judges you. Or Marnies you, whatever. Either one, vice versa, right? So on Brandon's turn, going to Quick Ball, discarding a... Is that a Crobat? Brandon saying, I do not need that Crobat. I'll find... Okay, he knows the other Crobats in the deck because he price checked. So Crobat up down. Going to be Dark Asset. And needs to find a Dark Energy to keep this poison online. Yeah, that's what we're going to probably see here. Now, one thing Brandon can do is he could put down the Galarian Zigzagoon and actually use its ability to knock out the Comfey on the bench because it already has 6 damage counters on it. So, going to Crobat here. Going to draw 4. It looks like 3, 4, 5, and 6. Still keeping that the Umbrella in hand. But we'll see the poison come down. On the next turn, going to draw a card. Can retreat if he wants to. Metal Energy to the Raikou. Retreat to the Zigzagoon. Pass onto Brandon's turn. And another Galarian comes down. Galarian Weezing coming down. Dark Energy. And just another poison coming online. Alright. So, we'll see pass onto Brandon's turn. Taking a knockout. And let's see what Brandon does here. So Nick's going to promote the Greninja. Going to draw a card for Brandon. Going to put a Dark Energy on the Eternatus VMAX. And we're going to see another Severe Poison here. And we're going to be in the cycle of the Severe Poison. Alright, so Nick's going to draw a card. Sableye comes down. Pass. Greninja does not get knocked out because it has 130 HP. We're going to see a Quick Ball, and let's see what Brandon decides to do here. Probably grabbing that Zigzagoon. And yep, there's Zigzagoon, so can't take a knock on the active with the Headbutt Tantrum. Is that the name of the ability? I think that's what it's called. I can see the Headbutt Tantrum, knock out the active, take a prize card, going down to 4. And put the pressure on Nick again. What is Nick going to do here? What do you do? Could maybe put the Rayquaza. Looks like I'm going to set the Comfey. Okay. And we'll see the poison. Takes the knockout. And Nick... Okay, so what's happening right now? Let's stop real quick. So what's happening right now is... So Severe Poison took a knockout. So it activates Raihan because Brandon took a knockout. So we're going to see that happen. So see the Raihan attached to Grass Energy. We're going to see Raihan search deck for any card. Grab the Lightning. Attached to the active. You can see Nick is flying here. Pushes the Raikou down, puts Oranguru, and then immediately use Oranguru Primal Wisdom and sees a card. And that, unfortunately, is a double prize penalty. I think Nick was flying too fast. I think he's so used to, like, I think he was just, like, under the assumption, like, okay, I can right on this turn, which means I can now use abilities. So I think it's a huge mess up on Nick. Nick, you know, I don't think he, like, did this on purpose. Obviously, it was a huge mistake here. And so now Nick, you can see he is frustrated. He knows he has seen an extra card, and he knows that is a double prize penalty. And I'll explain why this is even worse for those who don't understand. Because what Nick could do this turn is he actually can amazing shot, do 120 here, 120 here, take a knockout. And if Nick can find a scoop up net, he actually can. Well, it's already gone. But what he can do then is like ping like maybe like another glaring Weezing or something, maybe the Zigzagoon, and take 3 prize cards that way, and somehow clean up this amazing or knock out the Eternatus with amazing Rayquaza and win that way. So unfortunately, it's not looking good for Nick now. So we're gonna get the judges involved, and what's gonna happen is since he Oranguru saw an extra card, it is gonna be a double price penalty, unfortunately for Nick. Nick was just, you know, he finally had the chance to use Raihan, use, you know, everything he wanted to. It could finally, like, right? You've been locked all this game, and Nick was just flying through, just trying to, you know, was pumped, excited. And we will see, you know, this is a very long conversation here they had to get the double prize penalty. We will see. Oh, actually, he puts 120 on the bench. Eternatus, interesting. So 120 the active, 120 to the bench. Brandon did get 2 prize cards taken, and we see a switch into the Eternatus, and Brandon will win. That is very, very unfortunate, obviously. I don't know what the outcome would have been, but Brandon does win. I think, regardless, Brandon was still in the driver's seat because Brandon, you know, Nick was going to get probably maybe a double knockout. I don't know how Nick would have played out the turn. I mean, the maybe like 120 and set up like another 120 on the bench. I turn it as VMAX, bring it up to 240. You take a knockout the following turn, go down to 5. You take 5 prize cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And somehow ping something else, but because Brandon would have to 2-shot that amazing rare Raikou in the active spot, but even then, like, that's so I don't know. It's hard to say to what would happen because, like, you know, it depends what if, like, you know, Nick finally drew a course. We didn't see a course movement at all or the boss order, but still, Brandon will advance to the finals. I mean, Brandon still had a good shot. Like, it's a really good matchup for Brandon. So there we go. Eternatus, Glaring Weezing in the finals. Nick is still doing like a fantastic year. Like top 4, top 8, like almost every regionals he's been to. Fantastic player. So I know he's kicking himself right now, but he probably realized too, like, hey, this is a really bad matchup. So like, not much I can do really. So yeah, congratulations, Brandon. Make it to the finals, and congratulations, Nick, to make it to the top 4 once again with the Lost Box. I think it's safe to say that Nick's probably the best Lost Box player we have. I'm going to be 100% honest. Nick's probably the best Lost Box player we have. Really good. Super smart. Knows his plays very well. So just unfortunate that he had that little slip up right there. Because I know he probably figured out how to beat Eternatus with that play. But even then, like, it was still looking shaky, right? But yeah, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. Tomorrow we will have the finals of Knoxville Regionals. Alrighty, guys. Bye.